puedo dejar de sentir una especial de manera de usted.
You already know.
Sometimes it's hard to explain how you feel when your troubles are weighing you down. And it's hard to accept that the world has your back when you cry and there's no one around. But it's okay, girl, to take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Breathe just breathe. Nobody said it'd be easy. You're working hard to take care of your babies. And the way the world's set up, even when your man gives up, you got to keep it moving on. So it's okay, girl. So take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Then lay your troubles down. When you're tired of all the drama, makes me wanna holler, yeah. I know you're tired of stressing with the world on your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. I know you're tired of stressing. I know, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. 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 I know you're tired of stressing. You're on your shoulders. Breathe in, let it go. I know you're tired of stressing. You're on your shoulders. Breathe in, let it go. 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 Just breathe. Just breathe.
Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice on BlowRadio.com. Welcome to Mondays. Y'all know how we get down, man. I know. Before you start using any types of profanity at your girl, I know. I'm sorry. Listen. I've been in, getting it in, trying to get my stuff together, but I'm so glad to be here with y'all. So glad to always be able to come and be at home and be self and all of that good stuff. Don't forget, it is Monday, so we're going to get it in. We're going to hype ourselves up, make ourselves well mentally, emotionally, and physically, and get it so we can get into this place of success in our lives. That's what we own, right? That's what we own, especially at this stage in our life. But today's topic, we're gonna jump in hard, and it's gonna get very personal. We're gonna talk about it, but I think it's been a minute since y'all had a chance. I don't think that y'all talk to nobody like y'all talk to me. That's what I'm gonna just say. And I'm gonna believe in my heart of hearts that when we get down, we get together, that you can be yourselves. You can kick your shoes off, put your representatives off to the side and just be us with y'all, just be you, just be me, just Patrice. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm excited that you guys are choosing to spend your afternoon with me right here on blowradio.com. Dig that, right? So we are live, of course, on Facebook. We are live also on YouTube. But of course, most importantly, you must be tuned into blowradio.com to be catching the show because that's where we at, right? Dig that. In addition to that, I want to make sure that we crossing some T's and dotting our I's. So go on and share the video. If you are on social media, you logged in, go get your friends, your cousins, and them, and be like, "Oh my God, you can't believe Patrice is actually on the air. Go get them and tell them to come chop it up with your girl." Oh, Sean, good. Miss Sister Dot, how you doing, love? Comedian Rick Wall is definitely in the building. What's good, love? Lisa Mueller has chimed in, and of course, off jump my homeboy Benny came in to show a little love. If you are in the building and you want me to shout you out, please say something, or don't forget to give StreamYard your access so that they can allow me to see who you are, so I can properly. I feel like I'm reaching for this mic again. I'm gonna put it back down. I don't like the way that feel. I feel like I don't want to feel like I gotta reach for it. You get what I'm saying? Let it work out. Shout out to the universe and to Mother Nature for allowing us to experience an actual summer here in Milwaukee, without the fluctuations on the tail end of said spring. You know what I mean? It's been good. We've been getting some great weather. It's been beautiful here. Shout out to everybody that's enjoying it and doing so peacefully. We are a couple days off. It passed a couple days ago, but happy Juneteenth up in this piece. To everybody who celebrates. And those you who don't, you celebrate other stuff. You should celebrate Juneteenth. Why not? We'll talk a little bit about my perspective on making Juneteenth a national holiday, but we're also going to talk like some deep talk, on the talk. And talk. We're gonna talk. So make sure you share the video. If you are logged on to Facebook in one of the groups, shout out to where you are. If you are not in the city of Milwaukee, log on and let me know where you are. If you just want to say hi, you're welcome to do that. And then, as always, want to just throw this out here and put this up here. Let me find it. As always, I encourage you to call in because, I mean, talking to you via text is cool. However, use your words, ladies and gentlemen. That's just my thing. I'm a firm believer in, if we're gonna have a conversation, then let's have an actual conversation. Use your words, talk with me. Don't make me figure out or try to interpret the emotion that you felt behind the text message. Don't hide your emotions behind words, giving someone else the opportunity to facilitate or to create whatever it is they want it to be. You get what I'm saying? Don't do that to yourself. So I'm keep talking about that. Don't do it to yourself. I'm gonna say a lot of times, don't treat yourself that way. Especially today. And we're gonna talk about it, the details in that. And when was the last time you stood up for yourself? That I'm curious, and to hear somebody say, like, it'll be a lot of people that chime in right now and be like, man, I don't let people blah blah blah, or I'm this and that. Listen, if that's not you, then we're not talking to you, fam. It's simple. If it's not you, then we're not talking to you. Okay, okay. So the question is, when was the last time you stood up for yourself? I'm gonna have you think about that, and we're gonna process that, and that is what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna jump on real quick and make sure that I'm doing my due diligence, and we're sharing the post, sharing the details of said live video show. Welcome to Monday. Shout out to Ronnie Madison, shout out to Quinn Lilly, shout out to Mildred Weston, shout out to Curtis Poole, shout out to Shelly Conley. Just shout out to people that liked and shared or the post. So showing a little love in that way as well. I know it's been a minute since I've been on the air, but I enrolled in school to become a massage therapist in March. It is now June 21st. And I'm just going to say that August can't come fast enough. August just can't come fast enough. And as thankful and as grateful and as appreciative and all those awesome highlighted. Oh, but at the end of the tunnel, visionary ass comments I can think of. I'm so happy that it's happening. You dig? Okay. But damn, where's August 5th? There's so much to do. There's so much to do, and it really just is not enough time. Like not to be funny, but all it's just not enough hours in a day to get all the things done that not just the things that I want to get done, it's stuff that I need to get done. Who gonna study for these exams, fam? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody. Huh? No, nobody gonna you not gonna take the exam for me? No, I'm trying to think. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I think I'm hungry. I think I am. I don't even remember if I got a chance to eat nothing. Shout out, hey, listen. This rose good though. Mm-hmm. Mm. Y'all know this weekend. Let me just double check the day before I say it out loud. This weekend is a birthday party for the kids. How dope is that? Like, unfortunately, COVID came in and was like, hey, ain't nobody doing nothing around here. And so that included not being able to host the annual birthday party for the kids celebration. But listen, when I talked to Homer earlier today, guess what he was doing? Buying toys. He's like, I'm probably only going to spend about, I don't know, another 1,000. Okay, you listen. I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like being able to go to the store and walk through the toy aisle and be like, get 3 of these, get 6 of these. Oh, what's that? What's that? What do you do? Oh, can we have one of these? Get 8 of those. Listen, birthday party for the kids. I know they opened up the world so that you can move around, encouraging you to do so cautiously. But if you're going to celebrate, give the kids opportunity to celebrate, if not just the birthday party, but for being in the house, for being cramped up all this time. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little something, give them something to do for fun, man. I'm just saying, birthday party for the kids is in full effect, and it is an amazing format that he has this year. I'm just saying, if you need to go on and be a part of that. Let me see who I missed real quick. Shout out to Chantel Taylor for joining the conversation real quick. I appreciate you, Mama. Look, okay, so I'm just going and ask. I know I put it out there, and I'm trying to get all the pleasantries out the way before I get real heavy on y'all, and then you'd be like, what happened? Let me look up this something real quick. I like to make sure that when I'm talking trash, I got receipts. Who did that? Don't nobody want to know who spelled that receipts. That's me saying all the letters. Spell it. I'm just saying. I'm looking up. Um, let's see. Oh my God, girl. If you see that I'm on air, do not inbox me. Don't do that. Unless you inboxing me about the show. Cause then this is what I'm gonna start talking about getting people. Today is probably not the day for me to be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Mince words. Cause I don't have my word mincer broke. It broke. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. So okay, let me see. Yeah, my word mentor is absolutely broke. And I'm not sorry about that. Hey, cuz, how you doing? I'm looking up something really. I'm trying to find it, and I think it is okay. So that's in September. Um, I don't. I'm trying to find it. What is this? When is this? That's in October. Okay. That none of that's popping. Okay, look. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Okay. I got a couple people that's actively engaging, and if you're in the building, I want to make sure you're in the building. I would love to be able to engage you on this conversation. Um, somebody was talking to me earlier today, and they were mentioning some activities that have been happening in the city, and I'm gonna just tell you, I have no idea what the hell is going on in the city of Milwaukee. I should. I absolutely should. I just have so many other things that are on my plate that the idea of being able to connect with anything outside of what's happening in a direct connection. Another one of my friends lost his mother. Dealing with the health of my immediate family, and all of the woes that come along with that. Just life in general, and then I can get this. I just don't got time. But we'll talk about that in like 2 seconds. Let me put my glasses on so I can go in and read these comments. Shout out to Facebook user. Hi, Facebook user. They said hi, pretty. Lorena Star Marie is in the building. Hey now. Tan said I'm good. Hey, I wasn't able to see y'all, but hopefully we'll be back in July. Awesome. 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 Be glad to have you back to see us in July too. I see a couple y'all tuned in. That's good. So I got a question while I got y'all attention. When was the last time you stood up for yourself? Hold that question and put it in your pocket. Okay? Just hold on to that thought and put it right in your pocket. Listen, Larry said, "Hey, turn the heat down, please." You so crazy. Listen, I have a few active listeners, okay? And I want y'all to take a quick moment, just for a quick, serious moment. Come in, show your love. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Like, we engage. Please, 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 please. The phone number is right here at the bottom of the screen. If you want to call, if you want to inbox me regarding the show while we're doing the show, that is awesome. Listen to what I'm asking though. What does depression look like? If you had a friend or a family member, or if you were the friend or the family member, could you see, like, on look at your friend and be, or you look at your family member and be like, oh, they depressed. Oh, shit, hell yeah, she going through. Or whoa, that dude going through. You could see it. Or do you know what it looks like? Good afternoon, Auntie Rita. Do you know what it looks like? Is the question. And I'm gonna give y'all a second to process that. I don't know what the delay is. I didn't check this time, but I know that there's a delay. So just bear with me. What does depression look like? We're gonna start there. Do you know? Could you recognize it on a friend or a family member, a coworker, somebody on the street? Can you recognize it? Do you know what it looks like? And I'm gonna go. Um, Duan said, I don't think depression has a face. Hello, pumpkin. I miss you. Me and you, us never part. What does it look like? Could you recognize it? Could you see a family member, a significant other, a coworker? Could you see them and recognize depression? The pause in that is because I'm curious as to how often, if at all, any of us pay attention. Tan said, not always. It sometimes depends on how well you know that individual. Does it? Okay. Okay, depends on how well you know the individual. Anybody else got a comment or input on that? My, mm, you know, depression is a whole situation. You know what I mean? You could see somebody, tone deaf, nah, because some of your strongest, most giving friends are going through something. Exactly. Auntie Rita says, yes, but more than likely it's because I've been trained to do so. That would be the facts. That would be facts. I'm with that. Auntie Rita, the one said, I think you can see when something is wrong, but I don't think you can always identify something as depression. Okay, so something is wrong, and depression And I don't mean necessarily chronic depression, I mean always in a state of downness. I don't, that's just, okay, you can tell when something's wrong. How often are you, like, do you, let me ask this because I'm going somewhere with this now. I just want y'all to bear with me on this, whatever. Because so many times we see our friends and we see our family and we like, oh, such whatever, it's good to see you, whatever, or you don't see them for a minute and then you fall off. And the initial idea, the initial assumption is always selfish. Okay. The initial thought, unless, and then here go Benny with the bomb answer right here, a caring friend would know. So when you think about um whether or not your friends or your significant others or your family members are dealing with something detrimental in their lives, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that could be affecting them physically, at what point do you stop for a second and check in? At what point do you take a moment and say, what? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? What's going on? I mean, with a genuine concern. With a genuine concern. And here's my thing. You're not required to do that. However, there's a whole list of other shit that you should not be doing if you're not going to do that. And we'll talk a little bit more. I mean, if you care about people or the person that word or the people in your life, we want to try to help you not to help perpetuate their dark place. And then we'll talk to the person who has been in the dark place, who's lived. I call it the dark place because us was friends. So you got to give it a name. When you've been there in that moment, in those times, in that something, there are certain things you cannot do and or say from the person on the outside. To me, you can't come and over here with that, because either you're going to push me over the edge or you're going to push me over the edge. You follow me on that one or whatever. Dewan said, I found out a few people, like my people who were close to me, and I never knew because they hide it really well. Come on, D. This is exactly where I'm going with that. Yes, it's very easily hidden. Very easily hidden. Sometimes you can't because we don't show or give clues, and sometimes not being educated enough, we don't know when we in the depressed state. You might not know when you are personally. You sometimes we say all the time, quit lying to yourself. Tell the truth to you first. First. The rest of that is coming easy. I can't dare expect for you to be able to tell the truth to somebody else and you won't even tell the truth to yourself. It's ain't going down. It's ain't. And I'm gonna say that a lot today. Details in a situation that would make it so I can, like, for real, let's talk. I don't want to talk studio. Okay, so I know it jumped off. Let's make sure y'all still there. Y'all still there? Y'all still there? Let me make sure y'all still there. I know it jumped off for a quick minute or whatever. Auntie Rita says, I went through a very severe case of postpartum with my daughter and her firstborn. It was scary and painful and hard. It's not a game. And I think that when you've run out of patience for your significant others, and when you've run out of patience for your friends who are experiencing these things, just shut your fucking mouth. Okay? Sometimes, from a selfish point of view, you might see your friends going through. You might see them unavailable. You might see them struggling. And all you can think of is, what about me? And if that is your response when you see your friend, your family member, your significant other going through, I don't care if it's a lemony fucking snicket's existence. And for those of y'all don't know what that means, it means every day, all the time, is something going on and something is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? If you see that happening and you get irritated or you get bothered by, just disengage them, fam. Don't be their friend. Don't be their fan. Don't connect in them on a family level. If you get your ass out the way, because you are going to complicate their emotion. Your selfishness is going to have you say something that could be the one thing to push them. Get your ass, fam. Goodbye. If you are not sensitive enough to think outside of yourself, and that's just go away from them. And then, and if you see it as a sign of weakness, see it, and you don't have no respect for it, that's cool. Get the fuck away from them. Notice how I'm addressing it on this side. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of times that nobody stands up for that person. Nobody offers that initial understanding, coming from the dark place. Coming from the dark place, not living in the dark place. It's just a journey. You don't just wake up one night and it's like it's always there, kind of, sort of in the cut. It's like you wonder, do you ever really get rid of it? And if you don't get rid of it, how am I supposed to continue my existence in this space? It's a thing. And what I'm saying and when I'm going with this, make sure y'all share this video, because there's a lot of people that is dealing with what I'm talking about right now that's not telling y'all, because y'all insensitive as fuck. Do you understand? Because all you think about is yourself, and every time they talk to you, all you talk about is you. Or when they try to come to share, you make them feel worse than what they was already feeling. And no, I'm talking to some of y'all, and I know I am, and you might not like it, and I don't get no fucks. Hear what I'm saying? Learn to shut your mouth. There are times when being, and I am an absolute, I'm an example. I don't cut no corners, no edges sometimes when I'm talking to the people that I love. It's a difference between being in some bullshit and being on some bullshit. Okay, if you are in it and you in a cut and it's on you and it's got you, that's one thing. If you own something, fam, you ain't even trying, no effort, no nothing. You just out here. There is a big difference. And if you are not doing your part as the person who is ensuing or suffering through the dark place, that's not okay. But we'll get to them on the other side. We'll get to the part where when was the last time you stood up for yourself? When was the last time you checked in and checked on yourself for you in the face of those people who say that they love you? In the moment and the time and the exchange of the people who look in your face. We'll talk about that. We ain't there yet. Right now we're talking about the people who have friends and family members that they say that they love, and they get irritated by their dark place. You getting irritated at the fact that I'm hurting. You getting irritated that I'm so sensitive. You're irritated because I'm going through something and you don't know how to handle me because I'm always not well. Fam, don't be my friend. If all you can think about is how me being available to you, me not being available to you is an inconvenience because I'm going through whatever it is I'm going through, go away, bro. Bam, sis. I'm so serious. Seriously. And at this point, At this point, we can toss out all of the little oh, you probably shouldn't say that. I'm not here for any of that today. I want to have a raw, uncut, unabridged conversation. And if you are not ready for that, then this ain't the broadcast for you. If you are not if you don't want to hear me tell you, fam, you ain't on deck. If somebody like you have mental illness runs so rampant in our community that the inability or the unwillingness to even be able to discuss it for you is definitely on the other team. You are on the team that wants whoever it is that's going through to fail. You might never. No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Nobody's saying you put no. You don't have to put in extra work. You don't have to go in to do all the extra things. You don't have to be the listener. You don't have to do any of those things. But goddamn it, you are not required also to compound a mess with your selfish shit. Dewan said, I also think with depression coming in many forms, most of us don't even know what to look for. Then what you see or read on the internet, and you be like, I don't know anybody going through this, so it can't be. So I think we need to be more educated on it. We do. The quickest change though, you're right. Depression comes in many forms. So let me give you the biggest option. You know your people, and when they are not being themselves, something is wrong. When they are chronically not being themselves, there is a problem. That's the short answer. No, you say you love somebody, you say you care, know them. Know them. You know what I'm saying? Take the time to be there for them like they're there for you. Listen and all of those things. Pay attention. Be attentive. Or be a friend in passing. And this thing, if you the friend in passing, then I ain't talking to you. That's not hard. That's not hard. It's not a difficult discernment. You understand what I'm saying? If you're the friend in passing, this conversation ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're the person that's not on deck, this ain't for you. If you care and you want to know, what do I look for? How am I supposed to know my friends is depressed or they going through something? You know what I mean? Shit, we all go through something. There's a difference. Going through something, you can be down a little bit and then you keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And life is happening, or whatever the case may be. And if you become a professional depressant or a professional dark place dweller, then it looks a little different because you become, I don't know, like a what's the word I'm looking for? A functional drug addict. It's some people out here sprung on the OE and y'all don't even know because they got it down pat. You understand what I'm saying? But there are some people who are sprung in the darkness. And because this is the only way we know how to get around, we don't even know what it's like to be like look on the light. I don't even know what it's like to be in a space where I don't feel like I'm crushed by this existence. It's a thing, y'all. I don't even know what it's like. We're not talking about chronic, but we'll get to there. We'll get to there. No, recognize initially when things are changing, when the person that you kick it with or the person that you care about, as soon as they're not themselves, pay attention. How long are they not themselves? And what triggered them not being themselves? This ain't the end all be all, but we talking about what to look for. How to start looking. Where to start looking. Suicide is a thing. Like, it hurts me to say that off my lips. Suicide. But it's real for people to come to a place where you like, you know what? I just don't want to be here anymore. I know that life is a blessing, quote unquote. And everything and everybody, all it's supposed to be all this great, this happiness and not as happiness. It's just a great experience. And sometimes you get to a point where you be like, I'm out. Just you wake up and you be like, fuck. Here we go again. You understand what I'm saying? If you've never been here, then I don't expect you to understand. You have to know what it looks like, know what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Or be sympathetic to the space. Um, Auntie Rita said that's the whole get over it, quote unquote, and that pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality. I hate when people are so dismissive. Listen, it's a whole thing. Dewan said, I think as a human, I can be the first to admit I can get frustrated, but I think it's more that I'm the type of person who always want to fix things. And when you're going through things like depression or any kind of mental illness, it's nothing I can do. I can do all I can, and all can do is ride this wave with you, and there when you come out of the other side. Okay, I understand that. You feel you get frustrated because you're unable to offer assistance. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. But listen, you're entitled to be frustrated because you want to help. You're entitled to that. Just don't treat them like, okay, hurry up and get over it. Hurry up. It's got to be something I can do. If nothing, I can't help you. Dang. Don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta wait here. You know, and while you're waiting and riding the wave with them because this is what you say that you're gonna do, you get what I'm saying? That's a job in itself. I'm not gonna lie. That's a whole job in itself. Waiting on deck to see somebody. I'm gonna tell you, if I connect to you, I can feel that. I can feel it. Don't get impatient with my inability to see. Be attentive. You know what I'm saying? Be proactive if that's the job that you take, and otherwise don't. And I'm good with that. Just don't. You feel me? There's a line. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get your ass out of here. And just be quiet. If you're gonna sit and ride with me through this journey because you feel like you can't help me and you feel like it's nothing I can do, make me feel safe enough to tell you what happened. Don't downplay the shit that I'm telling you that's breaking me because it ain't big enough for you. Don't shun the traumas and the dramas and the pains and the little things that lay on top of each other. Don't shun that and then say to yourself, it's not that big of a deal. I can't believe that you acting like that. You causing the issues. If that is your mindset, just shut your fucking mouth. If that crosses your mind at any, it's not that big of a deal. For somebody else that is going through something, it is a big deal. We are all different, and Dewan said this earlier, because we're so different, and depression comes in many, many forms. Shut up. Sometimes just stand still. If you don't like, whew. Let me read this. Facebook user says, afternoon, I see you. Hey, Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are, but hello. Listen, let me have a sip of rose on y'all. I found out recently, like actually found out for myself. You know, people sometimes people say, I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. People say it all the time. I swear. But I really am. I'm really not like a lot of people. Like the logic that some people have that justifies some of the behavior that they exhibit, I be blown away. Like I'm be talking down to the basics of humanity, just to stripping away all of the basics of consideration, compassion, concern, engagement. Like you have an innate ability to just be. You understand what I'm saying? Like we are not even innately monsters. That is taught. Like it's a taught behavior. Unless you were born with sociopath chemical imbalance. But we're not talking about that. Auntie Rita said patience, empathy, compassion, and ear with no judgment. If you are judging me, just shut your mouth. Or better yet, say, you know what? I'm probably not the best person for you to talk to about this. Well, I say it all the time. Be honest with yourself first in any situation, no matter which person in this scenario you are. Still be honest with yourself first. And it's absolutely cool to say yo, I'm probably not the person to share this with. That type of maturity is a whole other ball game. That type of acceptance is just unmatched. It is unmatched. Like could you even? Could you even though? Mm-mm. No. No, you couldn't. No, we couldn't. I, I'm I'm often outwardly expressive regarding my concern on how we treat one another and who we are as individuals and what we do in this life. Uh, but some days I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away at how insensitive and how selfish. Like in the older I get, the closer to my capstones I become. I feel like, is it even possible to be just this different? Is it even real? It's just real. It's real. It's so real. It's so real. It's so real. I be wondering, like, wow, like y'all out here on this, y'all out here thinking like this. This is what y'all doing. Depression does not have one face. And the one said it perfectly. It comes in many forms. You could see me dressed to the what they call dressed to the nines, face beat to death, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? In a space where I look like, oh, I'm moving, I'm grooving, I'm getting everything together, and things is and I on the inside I'm like, and when I get up out of here, I'm gonna finish this out real quick. When I get up out of here, I'm taking out me and whoever else calls me this shit, or I'm out of this bitch. I'm out. And maybe I'm happy because I decided I'm out. Maybe in this at the I'm out. I'm out. I'm checking out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in that place in the darkest of the darkest of the darkest of the space. 'Cause you can look around. What I'm talking about when you close your eyes and it's so dark. Like right now, if you just sitting where you sitting and you close your eyes, there is a light. You can still see like the color of the blood pushing reflecting through your skin off of the light, and the closer you hold your head to the light, the brighter it gets. You might not be able to see the details of what's happening outside here, but you can still see the light shining through your lid. You feel me? I'm talking about in the place where there's none of that. That there is a stillness so imperfect that it's absent of a void of sense, void of anything, just nothing. When there's a deafening silence, or and you get to the point when you like, Listen, I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm out. If you don't know that type of I'm done, then sit in empathy. Sit patiently. Be compassionate and shut the fuck up. Seriously. Diana Villarreal said, "Good afternoon. I was able to duck in my office and tune in while I do reports." Hey, D, how you doing? Tan says, "I've been here. I've been there. Suicidal, but no one knew because I didn't want anyone to know because I was ashamed and I didn't know how to ask for help or even how to ask. I thank God I didn't hurt myself or anyone else. But God, the sad part was it was over a relationship that I knew wasn't for me. You know, and you know what I'm gonna tell you, cuz you said it was over a relationship that you knew wasn't for you. It wasn't the relationship that made you feel that way. It wasn't. There was a part of you that was upset with yourself. Like you didn't have the space to offer yourself what's the word I'm looking for? Dang. Come on. Forgiveness. You already knew what it was. You was disappointed in you. Let me tell you, if you have never in this life been disappointed in yourself, kudos. Disappointment, like self disappointment, is so damaging. Do you hear me? Like, we spend these days already trying to figure out why such and such had to say what they had to say about what they had to say when they had to say it. We already be on that. Like, who is these people? Why they had to say anything to me? What? All of that back and forth, in and out, in and out, in and out already. Don't pay no attention to what nobody else say about you. Only what you think. Only what you think is important. The worst person in the world to be disappointed in you is you. We have the hardest time forgiving ourselves. Shit, we can't even tell ourselves the truth half the time, let alone say, you know what? It's cool. I know, Mom, it's cool. Forgiveness of self, like self forgiveness. We ain't doing it. Not frequently enough. Not frequently. We got to do better. We have to do better, like really taking the time to love on you in those spaces. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get to that. We don't get to that stage. Let's stay here right now. You are the friend. You are the significant other who knows somebody who is dealing with depression, who is dealing with somebody that dealing with disappointment in self, dealing with brokenness, dealing with heartache. You see them every day, and they on deck, looking on point, got their shit together, and they're going and they dying when they go home at night. They're dying on the inside every little bit. And they can't talk to you because your judging ass always got something smart to say. Your judging ass always got something slick to say. Your judging ass always got something to be on deck with. I told them to go buy a bunch of black robes. Bunch of black robes. And don't get me wrong, we're judged every day by people. But hurtful judgment meant to tear you down, like somebody attacking you constantly. I mean, we look at judge somebody, me saying, looking at somebody's wardrobe, like, girl, what the fuck she got on? Or, oh my God, what is he doing? That's judgment. That's judgment. But when I come to you when I'm broken, and you can look me in my face and be like, that's not even that big of a deal. Hold on, fam. Over here, you see me over here, my world is falling apart. I can't believe you acting like that over this. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Tam by Faith Flores says, we as people have to do better and educate ourselves on depression because, yes, it comes in different forms and different levels. We have to be able to hear one's pains and hold no judgment. Lorena said, so true. You are absolutely correct, cousin. Tan says, self forgiveness and self truth are the hardest thing to accept. Listen, I keep saying these things like I like these. This is like I be doing a whole lot of self work, like a whole lot of it, because you have to be on deck with that. Like if you don't, like you be not well, and it's some days, y'all. I don't be well. I don't be well, and I have to listen to certain things and be available to hear certain things and be in a space where certain things are you just have to. I don't be well. You understand what I'm saying? But when I tell somebody I love you, I mean that. When I say, "Oh my God, I miss you," like I miss that. Then but the initial response is people make effort to be with you if they want to be with you. I got a whole shit list of priorities to take care of first. Not that you're not a priority, just let me handle these things first, and in between I can do it. Like it's a whole. I feel like I just need that sip. Let me just because I just got angry all over again. Tan said this makes me want to reach out and really check on my friends and family. I'm about to do my part. Listen, let me get you cuz real quick before you do that. Okay. Someone else's wellness is not your responsibility. Okay? I want to say that so y'all don't think that I feel like, well, you ain't a good friend if you ain't checking on your people. You ain't a good friend. Listen, we that word is so powerful. We, us. Like that's a thing. So hard that that is why we are created. We were created for we. At least that's what I believe. If not, I wouldn't know none of you motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? But when you reach out to somebody and you step into a space of understanding and acceptance of who and what you are and who and where um you can do what you can do what you can, you don't have to do more. She said, I do understand, cuz I'm just saying. I just because we can, and the one said the one earlier said he gets frustrated because he want to help. He a helper. He want to make it better. He want to fix. You understand what I'm saying? We can't fix everything and everybody. You know what I mean? But being compassionate, as Auntie Rita said, being understanding, being less judgmental. You know what I'm saying? As Auntie Rita said. You know what I mean? All those things. Listen, patient. I'm gonna come just post it again. I'm trying to find it. Patience, empathy, compassion, and ear. Like those things go eons past anything else you couldn't possibly imagine. I see you, Mansa. Those things, patience. Like, look it up if you don't understand what that. I am patient. If you have to respond like that, fam, you not. If your initial response is, but I am patient, you probably not patient. Man, I be patient. Man, I be If that's your initial, I promise you're not. Empathy, empathy. That's try to relate. You don't have to know exactly what I've been through. You don't have to say stuff like I've been there, I know, because you might not be able to know where I am, where I was, what's going on. You might have no clue. But empathy allows you the opportunity to put yourself in that person's shoes, even if it's just partially. So you can say, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't, or you can be like, you know what, I can handle that, but I would be able to deal with that differently. But I see that you can't. Be accepting of your friends and your family shortcomings. Some of them got them. When I say accepting, don't mean you got to kick it with them and hang out with them if they doing some whack ass shit. But acceptance of somebody's shortcomings, just accept it. Acknowledge it. Stop lying to yourselves. Off jump. Off jump. You feel me? Tan said true, but acknowledging you're there for that person, acknowledging you see there is something going on helps. Baby, I'm gonna tell you, no one is perfect. You are right. Nobody. Nobody. And you right. Just do you know how good it feels when you have felt alone for so long to finally feel like, okay, I'm not in this by myself. Okay. I don't have to. Like loneliness is a devil of a catalyst for depression. And loneliness don't mean you just need somebody to be in a relationship with. That's not it. You cannot be alone in the presence of friends and family. You can be supported and loved and honored by friends and family and not have to deal with brokenness on that level alone by yourselves. We are not created to be alone. So when you are in a position where you are alone, we don't even know how that be right. I'm trying to tell y'all. When you okay, here's a great example. So my grandfather's Alzheimer has progressed gravely. Okay. Gravely. And the responsibility of him is huge. Okay. Like he can't be left alone because we want to make sure he well. We want to make sure that he's not harming himself or not putting anything or anybody else in a position to harm. You understand what I'm saying? Keep him and anybody else out of harm's way. The healthcare system in the state of Wisconsin and healthcare providers, when I say healthcare providers, I mean people who provide for those who are unable to provide. The number of ain't shit ass people compared to the people who are genuinely here to do is astronomically askewed. You can quote me on it. I'll run the disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this show, etc., etc., etc. The number of institutions, organizations, individuals who don't give two fucks about taking care of someone who is unable to take care of themselves, but they are enrolled as care providers is astra fucking. How do you find someone to help you take care of a loved one? You can't when you have an entire system that don't give no fuck. The whole system, everybody, like y'all out here being nurses, uh, what's it called, CNAs. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like you out here passing meds and you really don't even care. Like you don't like this is the job. Like when this motherfuckers that care more about taking care of animals than they do about the livelihood and wellness of an individual. Why is that so important to me? Not just because of the situation that my granddad is in, but I think I'm 47. Who's gonna take care of me when I get old? And when I get older and am unable to take care of myself? Who's going to take care of me? A lot of dead air happening right there. A lot of dead air, dead air happening right there. I mean, like literally, who's going to be responsible for me? Nobody, nobody. You know what I mean? Because I don't have any children. I don't have a husband. You know what I mean? And so that I mean that's the typical order of things. You know, a husband or children, somebody look out, and so when I see someone who's in a position to be, I don't know, cast aside, all I can say is myself. And who's going to manage that? You know, I got a son or two. You know, my nephew, my nieces, whatever. That be like, but really, I'm literally nobody's responsibility. And when I get old or I get ill, like seriously, the care that comes to mind, who's going to manage that? Where I'm going with that is we are talking about being alone and the idea of loneliness and what that can do to a person. What that could possibly do to someone's mental capacity. It's not a game. Diana said, very true statement. To feel you're not in it alone. Auntie Rita said there is such a stigma placed on therapy. There are resources available, but no one wants to take advantage of them based on what other people might think or say. It's really sad. I honestly wish it was different. I I just cannot believe, like, this is the thing. So we talk about life and progression and how things start one place and then they develop into another. Like, are we really spending so much time? We spent so much time a couple generations ago. I'm not never gonna do I'm not never gonna be like my, or I'm not never gonna do what was done to me. My kids could do whatever. Tis your kids that are running the red lights. Then okay. Tis your kids that are part of the kid boys. Robbing and stealing all the kids. Tis your boys, who are your children, your daughters, who are out here doing whatever they want to do because no one is gonna make you tell you what to do. You get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. This happening every day though. This is where we are. This is where we are. You understand what I'm saying? Diana said loneliness is horrible. Tan said exactly. Then said, and see, that's my biggest fear, growing old alone. Tan says, sad but true. I asked the same question: who will take care of me? Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? And you know, and when we think about um those of us who have children, Nikki said, I go to therapy every 2 weeks because I need a no judgment zone to talk and express myself. Listen, I'm not mad at you about that at all, Nikki. I think that, okay, that's why I'm in radio. And that's why when I tell y'all, call in. You want to call anonymous? I don't have to tell you who you are. I'd rather not say is your answer. When I say thank you for calling blowradio.com, you are live with JustPatrice. Welcome to Mondays. Caller who's on the air. You can be like, I'd rather not say. And then we'll have the conversation from there. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to in my inbox and say, you know what, anonymous, say less. Say less. If you come to massage therapy and you just want energy work, let's do it. And you and client patient was it patient provider privilege. I can't say a damn thing. I can't say a thing. Don't come in here talking about you want to commit mass murders, okay? Because I'm also a mandated reporter. You follow what I'm saying? It's a fine line, but we know where to cross it. If you haven't stressed at home or you need to just get some stuff off your chest, that's what therapy is for. Go find you a therapist. If you want some energy work, then come see me. But you need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to have and like Nikki said, a no judgment zone to express yourself. Please find it. Please find it. Please find it. I have spent the last month and a half dealing with some pretty unstable, unhealthy emotional lapses. Like out of control. Okay? Out of control. What does that look like on me? What does that look like on me? You get what I'm saying? When's the last time you saw on top of JustPatrice show? When was the last time anybody hung out with me? Why is she not? Cause you're not this is she? Are you good? And when you are a person in quote unquote the spotlight, and I'm gonna say quote unquote because I don't consider myself um special or famous or none of those things. You get what I'm saying? I'm me. This is the life that I have. These are the things that I'm involved in. And this what this looks like. But I also understand that considering the light that I'm in, my leeway for saying certain things is real thin. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I can be like, oh. And sometimes I can be like, well, you know what? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck. And the two people in the back, fuck y'all too. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Look at get your ass out of here. And now I'm like in that space so hard. Like I don't have time for the BS. I like my give. You know what I'm saying? Like my sensor, I broke my sensor button. I try to restore it. It just not go well. But I be feeling like how can a person be like my thought process is so not like the majority of people I know. I just don't understand how I can be so different. Like what is it about me, the way that I was raised that make me feel like some of the things, excuse me, the majority of the things that a lot of the people I know do, I be like, bitch, don't do that. What did you do that for? How could you do that to somebody, bro? What's your problem? Like I be so gone on the idea that people can move or think or do or react or respond a certain way. And I'm like, don't talk, just leave me alone. And I will be the first to tell you, I don't have to not talk to you in order for us to be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see you when I see you. Like, what's on it? What's good? What's good? We good people, no problem. No what's a problem. But I will ghost your awful ass so hard. So hard. If I know that you are just intentionally being cold. If you are treating people poorly because you were hurt, I'm still not fucking with you on that level. I'm gonna let y'all process that real quick. Hmm. That is really good. If what if somebody hurt you or did something to you that made you feel like a certain kind of way, and your response was trifling and negative and hostile, I feel you on your idea. I'm probably not gonna fuck with you no more after that. And then it's go, well, they was just I was just defending myself. No, 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 no. No, no. That's not self-defense. That's obliteration. That's called revenge. It's called vengeance. It's being vengeful, spiteful. That I ain't going. I ain't with it. I ain't going. Diana said, I miss you, but I get it because I have retreated. Because I too have retreated my personal space alone. You know, I'm very protective of my energy. And if I'm in a, I said this earlier in the show, if if you are in a position where you know that what you say and or do could cause someone additional harm. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Could cause someone additional harm. Don't. Just shut your mouth. If you are in a position where you feel like the things I could do might not be a good look for somebody else, shut your mouth. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Don't be in that spot. Don't be in that place. Let me tell you, it's so much easier. It's so much easier to not be there. Let me just. Mm-mm. I don't know, Nikki. I was thinking about going to therapy. I'm not against it. I personally feel like it should be all kind of therapies. Like this level of wellness should just be built into our life schedules. There are certain levels of wellness that should just be built into our lives circle. Our lives cycle. Just every day when you get schedule. Excuse me. When you wake up in the morning, do this, do this, do that. See the therapist. You understand what I'm saying? Wake up, do what you got to do. Whenever gonna go get a massage. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, wake up, do what you got to do. Whatever. Go meditate. Do you understand? Like it should be something like we just don't take very good care of ourselves. Then we wake up and be like, I don't know what happened. He just died. She just died. Or I don't know why I'm sick. I don't know what happened. You don't know why you sick because you dying on the inside with all the other mess. All the other mess. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to talk. I'm making sure I took a couple drinks so I can make sure that I can be personal without inhibiting myself. Like seriously. Auntie Rita. That's what I'm saying. Build it into the schedule though, G. We take terrible care of ourselves. Nikki says suffocating yourself. It's bad. It's absolutely bad, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you we'll get to there. Well, okay, so we're an hour and a half in almost, y'all. When's the last time you stood up for yourself? Auntie Rita, Tan, Nikki, Diana? When's the last time you stood up for yourself? When's the last time you told somebody, I'm not gonna allow you to treat me that way? I understand where you are. I'm not gonna allow that. I'm not gonna allow it for me. You can do what you want to do somewhere else, but I'm not gonna allow it for me. When's the last time? Tan said, or we tend to take care of our physical being and not the mental. Nicole said, recently, Friday. Lorena said, Friday. It was the hardest thing just before I left for vacation. Come on, y'all. Let's normalize that though. I see where you're going. I see what's happening, but I'm not going to allow that for me. No, I see what's. No. Diana said, I finally did to someone. Excellent. I need to do it more often. The other day, I even made a post and said I should have stood up for myself. But I didn't mean nothing that happened to me recently. It was just me doing some reflection, realizing that so many times, so many times, I just did not. I did not. I didn't like it. I did not. I absolutely did not. And unfortunately, that led to some Let me just pause for a second, y'all. Nikki said, I'm just gonna post this, Diana. I'm glad that you said that. I finally did to someone just before I left for vacation. That's what I'm talking about. Nikki said, I felt bad, but told myself I shouldn't feel bad by having standards. You absolutely should not have feel bad about having standards. Okay, so here's my thing, right? For so many years, like the majority of my life, like I just turned 47, almost a month now. Trying to get comfortable in this seat before before I become completely vulnerable on this microphone. Tan said, so many times I be passive with others, but I just got tired and felt need to say something because enough is enough. You're right, enough is enough. And I just been really thinking. I've been really like on it, like Patrice. Let's look at our life. Let's look at where we are now. Let's look at the things that we've been through. Let's look at the experiences that we've had. Let's look at how happy and or sad that we've been over this beautiful life that you've had. Let's embrace some of the why are you happy? Are you happy with where you are in life? And my answer was no. Are you happy with some of the things that you've accomplished or the things that you've accomplished in your life up until this point? And my answer was no. Well, do you feel like you've lived the life that you wanted to live, that you thought you were going to live, and when you were younger, when you had these dreams and these ideas and these fantasies, did you? No. And then I had to check myself real hard, and while I may not be exactly where I feel like I should be in this life, I've done some pretty amazing things. I've toured as a poet. Now I got to share my words as a poet subpar, but I still did it and I loved it. It made me feel good and I miss it. I just don't have the emotional capacity to share those things. I was a performing singer. Like I traveled and got music and CDs and no, I don't think that they were the greatest productions, but still good. Still did it. Still wanted to. Like when you was little and you like, oh, I want to be a singer when I grow up. Like I totally did them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like I've performed on stage across the country. Like I've done that. You know, I performed in front of thousands of people. Done that. Looked out and saw a sea of folks done that. You get what I'm saying? And I've experienced some amazing opportunities to be expressive. Unfortunately, this life did not see fit for me to be a mother, but I've mothered many, 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 many of your children. And being available to them in that capacity. I got a gentleman right now that is like, he's so my son. Like he is so the son that my womb never birthed, but it's everything in mine. And it's nothing about that I don't love. Um, I've had the opportunity to spend time with my family. I've had the opportunity to spend it's like years with my mom. Like my mom will be how old am I? 68 this year. Right? Right? So I got like 47 years with her. plus. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in on that. Like I'm celebrating that. Like the relationship that I have with my sister has been so freaking dope these last few years. You know what I'm saying? I honor that. Like I have a brother and two sisters on my dad's side, and they reach out to me so much. And they do all the things that big sisters are supposed to do and big little brothers. You understand what I'm saying? But I be spread so thin in this life. Trish, could you? Sure, I'll knock it out, no problem. Trish, could you? In the moment I say no, I'm so tired of being a bad guy. I'm so tired of being accused of being the bad guy because I'm not available to enforce somebody at their whim. I've been married twice. Mm. I married a guy who was a really great friend. Like we dated for 5 years. Great friend, and we got married. And marriage just wasn't a thing for us at that time. And then when I look back on it, I feel like I gave him the opportunity to be the man that he needed to be, but I also deprived myself out of a certain level of patience. I probably should have just rolled it out a little harder. You get what I'm saying? I always wanted to create a product that somebody could have that I provide a service. Not that my service ain't cold, but I provide service. Between marketing and business advice and consulting. I'm a great consultant, no problem. But I wanted to be able to create something that you can have in your hands and take with you, and like all these crafters. And I'm not a crafter, and I don't do that type of thing, whatever. And then God blessed me with the opportunity to be able to learn about this damn CBD. And baby, listen. You ain't heard me. You ain't heard about nothing till you heard what I'm trying to told you about my ability to be able to make a product that is helping to heal, helping to remove pain, causing wellness. Something I made with these hands. Cut it out. JPAElevated.com. Go on and check her out. I'm just trying to explain. I love every bit of that. Like every bit of that. I'm looking over here at my little lab right now. Like, golly, like you did that. You get what I'm saying? Like I've always wanted to be a massage therapist. Always. Like when I was younger and I was being fast. Cause I thought it was pimpish. Like so I could learn how to maneuver you and physically. You know what I'm saying? I was on one. Which probably didn't get why I didn't get the license until, now. But these, and like when I think about my body physically and what I'm capable of doing, what I'm able to do, I figure I got another 5 to maybe 10 years in this game. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, which is short term for a massage therapist. Like these, I know the people that are teaching me is like 20 plus years in. 20, I should have known this when I was younger, but I was doing so much and so many other things. But let me tell you how wonderful it feels to be able to offer somebody an experience where when the massage is so good that all of their stuff is draining, their nose is running, they need some water to help flush whatever is loosened up around, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, to let it go and do what it do. To be able to have somebody get off my table and be like, I haven't been able to lay on my back in years. To have somebody to be able to say, my God, my back was hurting so bad, I'm about to clean up everything. Or to create a product for even a mother to use on her daughter who been having a teenage girl who been having knee problems. And her mom, while she's like, Mom, could you rub my leg? And then her mama rubs her leg. The daughter don't know what she rubbed her with. She get up and she start moving around and she waiting on the pain to come. And it never came. That type of joy are the things, those things is the things that I try to connect to. Those things are the things that I try to stay focused on because this life will make you feel like unaccomplished. You get what I'm saying? Under achieved. Do you understand what I'm saying? Without purpose. And trying to figure out what that is. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm a service provider. I'm a servant. I'm a servant of the Lord. I'm a servant of God. So I gotta be a servant of the people. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta be. It's part of my existence. This is what I do. But even in all of that space is where I fall into my what are you kidding me? Because I feel like with everything you do for people, my inbox is blowing up right now. Somebody saying, "Hey, you forgot to do such and such," or "Can you do?" or "Did you get a chance to get?" No, fam. No. I got a friend right now, and I love her, who said to me, "Let's go to Mexico." Let's go to Mexico, Tree. What? What? I know you in school. If you need to, you can go to class from where we are. Let's go to Mexico. And when you done in school, when you done, you can just sit on the beach and go to class. When you done, bring your laptop and get on the internet while you right here. And when you done, take your notes while you done. And when you done, we could. What? How thoughtful is that? You can go to class. While we on the beach, you can chill and go to class. It's digital, it's virtual. Go on and jump on real quick. That's so thoughtful. It's so thoughtful. Like seriously, I know you tripping. I know you stressing a little bit. I know you like the beach. I know you love the beach. You want to be next to the water. I know you want to tan, and I know you don't want to kick it. You just want to come chill. Let's go to Mexico. I know you got your passport. Let's go. Am I going to Mexico though? No. Why am I not going to Mexico? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, come on. Sorry, one of the system apps are down. I just when you like you never know. You never know. And I make it very public and I've had this conversation several times. This is not so when you start talking about me in depression or me in the dark place, which is how I named it because I know the dark place. When we start talking about these things and I have to be openly honest and say to somebody, if you don't know the dark place, don't talk to me, fam. If you don't have respect for it, and I'm gonna say you don't gotta know it. I don't want you to have been there because being there is not all right. You get what I'm saying? I don't want you to have experienced the having to be there, see there, stay there. I don't want that for you. But when you see me in this moment, I represent thousands and thousands of other people. In this moment, I represent your moms, your dads, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, your brothers, your bestest friends, your dude, your guy, your lover, your my nigga. When you see me and I made all up and I got on my little fly dress and we laughing, we kicking and we having a good time. Look at my eyes. And when everybody else is looking away watching the stage, or everybody else is laughing and joking and taking their drinks or whatever the case may be, take a second and watch me. Just check me out. There is a sadness that even when I look at it, and I know what it is, it's just so dark. Then I get random calls. Are you okay? This is not CPR class. And it's so hurtful and so unforgiving. It's lacking understanding. It's so bad. So when you see me, if you're not sending me the nada, I know where you are, and I got you. I'm not alone. If you're not the I see you and I'm here for you. Or I don't gotta even be involved. I just want to be here on the outside. I won't touch you and I make sure you straight. If you the see me and you are turning your nose up and or down at me, us, we, fuck you. You selfish son of a bitch. Just be on your own space. Be on your own everything. Be there. Do you understand? Don't come over here with your selfishness. And don't get me wrong, you know when you are being selfish, you know that. And whatever justification you settle in your spirit to make your selfishness okay, just take that and go over there. Okay? just take it. Take it and go over there. Because we, us, me, I don't need that shit. This last March, April, May, June, 3, 4 months, whatever, I found out a lot about myself in academia. I found out a lot about myself and the pressures that I put on myself for success. Like I want to be the best, and every time I do something, I want to be really, really good at it. Like this is the one time I've done something like live with JustPatrice in a radio show, whatever, that I said, you know what, it doesn't matter if I'm great. I just want to do it. I want to be able to tell my story. I want to be able to talk to other people. I want to be able to set a platform that other people can do it. And it don't have to be 1,000 people. It could be 10 people. I don't care. I want to be able to make it available. And here we go. And I show up for y'all. I show up for us. I show up for me. Shit. Keeping it 100. But even in that time, even in those spaces, y'all, I went for a ride the other night. And I GPS something and it took me through all the dark back roads. And if you are familiar with Wisconsin back roads, Animo Dindios, and and all this stuff you can't see in people in neighborhoods. That is probably not right. Communities of Caucasianoids who don't really know or like people who are not Caucasianoids. Okay, all the black at the back of the back streets. You understand? And I'm driving. I'm taking my time and I'm cruising. I'm going through whatever, and I'm thinking, this could be so bad because I'm out here by myself. Let me see. Does anybody know where I'm at? Who knows where I'm at? And so you let somebody know who you are. You get what I'm saying? And when you do these things and you show these ideas and these moments, where it took me was a metaphor, complete metaphor. Cause I'm driving and it's dark than a bitch. Okay, and eventually I turn on my brights and I'm rolling. And hills and curves and turns and dips and all the back roads in Wisconsin. Hills and roads and turns and dips, and it's beautifully dark. Okay. And then you come into a place where the houses and all the places in the houses, all these houses, farms, and those convenience stores, whatever the case may be, dark. One light here, one light there. But completely everybody still either sleep, unavailable, whatever, just darkness. And then a couple of lights here and there showing you that somebody is there, but they're not really there. Okay. And you ride and you go in and all the curves and just ride me on the street. Pay attention. Curves and darkness and some more open field, just fields and fields and fields. And in these fields, you know that somewhere there's animals or corn or you know, businesses and families and homes, and they're all either really, really, really sleep or just really, really unavailable. And there's some darkness and some lights here and there spread through and just the world little darker. And then you come to a moment, a corner or two in this an intersection, because they're not corners, just intersection. And you got all this light because it's a four-way intersection, and it turns off into even darker roads, into no light, no freeways, no main, no nothing, none of just you in a road, and then a person or two may show up, maybe, but they got in their own car, going in their own direction, doing their own thing. Okay, and you still ride in the curves and the bends and the darkness and all the animals, and then some animals run out to the street and you don't hit them, but you pause a little bit and be like, damn, I almost hit that deer, and I'm on the back road of Wisconsin. And it's going to take somebody at least this long to get to me. Slow down. Be careful. You ride and you going, you ride and you going, you ride and you dipping and you moving. But you know that that where you're going, you know that where you're going, it's light, it's people, it's main road that's open, because you're going somewhere. You're not just riding aimlessly into nothingness. You have a destination, and at the end of this destination, when you get there, it's gonna be straight. All the regular restaurants you used to see, and all the people, the hotels, the buildings, everything that you miss, and that you sit in this space. You know they're all over there. They're waiting, and the end of the line is there. You know it's gonna be there, right? You know this. But you also know that this road is dark as fuck. There's nothing here. There's nothing there. There's nobody to talk to, nobody to turn to. Does anybody even really know that I'm here? You saw these other cars, not a bunch, one or two here and there, sporadically throughout this path and this journey. Do they even know that I'm here? Does anybody know that I'm here? Does anybody care that I'm here? So I told somebody that I was here. All of these things. What if I just dip off to this road? What if I go this way? I'm looking at the GPS. Let's go this way. I'm going to tear myself off like another extra 5 minutes into this darkness. And it's even darker over there. Do I want to go there? Only to still get to this end road down here. I should probably just stay where I'm at. Oh, I could just, never mind. It's just too dark. I'm just going to turn around and go back. That's what depression feels like to me. That's like riding through that moment, in that space, that time, I could really see, like, it was a actual manifestation of what was happening in my life. I started off somewhere, I'm on this road, and then I had to dip off and turn. And I think everything is going good. Now all these lights, all these people, everything is moving the way it's supposed to be doing. Then all of a sudden it's dark. Then a bitch. And I'm by myself. Headed somewhere. But what about on the way? What about on the way? What about the stops and the steps and what if I turn here too quick, or what if I move? Oh, am I on the right? Did I turn? Did I stop? Let me look at the map. That's what depression feels like to me. That's what the lostness, the loneliness, the abandonment. That's what it feel like to me. And in hours and times when you feel like, oh, this is not gonna go well. Then you remember that there's a destination. And at the destination, there's something happening and available to and for you. Like this where you wanted to go. And it's everything you wanted it to be. The question I always have is, why do I gotta go to this damn dark spot though? Why does it have to be so? Why do I have to do this part? I don't have no answers for that. And I'm still trying to figure that out. Auntie Rita said, are you seeing someone? I am not as of yet. I thought though that I should find a therapist to kind of help me through some of this, some of these spaces, some of these times. Someone I know that dark place. Becky said hello. Hello, Becky. Hello. You know, it's so easy to other people think you got all this great stuff, and why would you be sad? You got all these opportunities and these moments, and what is about why are you so upset about it? Why does it bother you so much? Thank you, Chaz. I appreciate you too. Why is everybody so much you? I don't know everything you've been through, all the things you've seen. You think that you got it. Let me ask a question. How many of you are entrepreneurs? Have your own business? And while you're thinking about that, how many of you are responsible for taking care of someone else in your family, whether it's a child, a significant other, a parent, a grandparent? That's so good. Hmm. I'm gonna give y'all a second to think about that because I know that there's a delay. Hey, Tamara, how you doing, love? Let me reply to Shelly real quick before she think I'm ignoring her. Hey, Shells, it's Treese. I'm actually live on the air right now. As soon as I'm done with this, I will follow up with your message, and we are just about all set. I'll send you something to review shortly. Thank you. See, Auntie Rita said me. Tamara said me. Becky, hello. Okay, just want to make sure, like, it's a thing. And how many of you do it by yourself? Like, without the support of, like, when I say support, I mean hands on deck support of family members. I'm gonna give y'all some time. I know there's a delay, so I'm gonna wait. Delay. Indeed. Okay, sorry. Okay. Um, you know, I think keeping my hair cut has been one of the best decisions I made ever. I don't have the hair on me, but it feels so good to have the hair off my neck. Ooh, that yawn is fierce. Y'all know what time it is. I get sleepy. I still get sleepy in the 3 o'clock hour. You would think that March, April, May, June, like 3 months later, 3.5 months later, I would not be sleepy at the 3 o'clock in this hour. Like I would be like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm still not. I don't have ever a problem being openly vulnerable. I don't never have a problem being available for someone else to experience my my vulnerability because I need you to know, if you are listening and you know this dark place, and if you have experienced this dark place, like people usually keep it so quiet, it's such a secret. You are not by yourself. There are other people you would never have imagined experiencing this type of issue. Mm-mm. You got to do what you know is best. You got to do what you know is best. Stay focused. And if you have not called anyone, let me just make sure that they didn't change the number on me real quick, because I don't know why they think that's a good idea. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. That is not what I meant to type. You know how you start typing and it don't go. Anyway, that's kind of been my issue. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Um, uh, there are times when you need someone. I will be by your side. There is a light that shines special for you. Now look, I'm trying to pull it up, and it's it won't even. Do you know how hard it is when you already are frustrated with everything and everybody around you, and then all of a sudden something else don't go right? You know that little meme where the person was flipping over the tables and that's what I think. Like I be on that like all the time. Auntie Rita said I love that song. That's my joint. Okay. So I found the number, and this is not the number I thought it was, but I'll go with this one. So the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. Okay. 1-800-273-8255. That's the national line. There's a helpline here in Milwaukee. Um, that is 21. You can dial 211. But I know with the pandemic being what it is, and um, they have a line specifically for that. Let me just call real quick while I got y'all on. Um, I want to make sure that it's still available, because I think that people should know the resources. That if your cousin and them ain't listening, if your homeboy, your homegirl don't want to be available. If your mom and them, every time you try to talk to them about that, they laugh it off and going about their day, it whatever. If all of that is happening, if somebody available to help you, let me see. I'm just like, ooh, wait a step back, killing me. So being a massage therapist is cool. Except who's gonna massage me? I'd be like, what are you gonna do? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Dialing 211 helps direct callers to services for, among others, the elderly, disabled, those who don't speak English, those with a personal crisis, those with limited reading skills, and those who are new to their communities. Okay. I'm asking. I'm looking, but I don't see what I want. So I'm gonna go with the national hotline number and pull that up one more time. I'm gonna put it here so I can. Come on, little light. I just don't think that 800. Whoa. 1-800-273. 8255. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is called 800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. You have to stop telling your children that, like, some things the same way you decided ain't nobody gonna tell me how to raise my kids. I'm gonna do it how I need to do it, and now your children are out the streets running the damn stop signs. Whatever the case may be, whatever made you to not do that is what we need to be happening. You get what I'm saying? How do I put that? At some point in time, you have to break the cycle. Is where I'm going with that. You have to decide that not my child. You have to decide that I want to make sure that my child is making decisions that are beneficial to their future, and not that they feel like if they don't do this now, they only living once and it's not going to work out. Why are you not teaching your children to be thoughtful and compassionate and selfish? Everybody, nobody, not nobody, like the majority of these people in our society are all about trying to make a moment happen, a quick fix for something. Why are we doing that? I'm just trying to figure out why we're doing that. And until we come to some space where, oh, this is not going well. It's got to make sense, y'all. Let me just double check. I don't like it. Mm. Ooh, that hurts. There are times when you need someone. I will be by your side. There is a light that shines. Mm, mm. Listen, so I be trying to look. Okay, Auntie Rita said, I was trying to find something and I can't find it. Hold on. SUCI. I know. I'm sorry. Ooh wee. These boy, let me tell y'all how Teacher Trees need to get these eyes together. Okay, I think that works. So Auntie Rita said, well, one of the things I learned many years ago when I first started my journey in psychology is that you have to help yourself first before you can help anybody else. You have to empty your closets. You can't pour from an empty cup. Okay. So let me ask you this, Auntie Rita. And so while you're emptying, okay, and while you're making yourself available to be poured into, you get what I'm saying? Like that's okay. I get it. Put this down. Don't carry this burden. Bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. All the things. Yes. Put the things over there. Bag, sir, you're gonna hurt your back. Put them down, whatever the case may be. Okay. And don't carry that with you. But in the same breath, like you're trying to figure out if I don't put this stuff into play, how am I going to get this stuff? Yeah. And anyway, you follow what I'm saying? Who's going to be the one to pour into me? Like, where am I going to get my feel from? Where do I hold my cup at so it can be runneth over? And I don't see any of that being the case. I don't see any of that happening, and that is all also my problem, or not my problem, but my disconnect with the concept. Trying to change my language, y'all. Ooh wee. Oh, I swear I need a massage therapist to come rub all of my joints. All of my joints. Mm, mm, mm. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm waiting on something. I'm waiting on something to load and it's not. So I'm gonna have to go on to a different point, whatever the case may be. When was the last time you stood up for yourself? I be thinking about that. Like I haven't. I haven't not really. Like I let people assume in their space, they feel like they know all the answers. Now I be wanting to just slap somebody in the face with a pistol. And I know that ain't nice, but that's what I be thinking. You said my strength comes from God. Honestly, it's not everyone's timing, but it's mine. I told it's not everyone's, but it's everyone's thing, but it's mine. Understood that, Auntie Rita, completely, completely. I just feel like in the space there's a space in between spirituality and religion, and either you Christian or you're not, according to some of the best practices for the spiritual guides. However, you know, some of us a little gangster and a little holy. We holy gangsters. But I said when I say holy gangsters, I just mean that some of us believe that we can do it with or without, and some of us require some type of spiritual guide. And for the people that I know, usually in my circle and my people, we choose God. Listen, this whole little body is doing things. Ooh, we is doing something. Okay. I just feel like I don't think that we provide enough opportunity for people to truly be themselves, for people to truly be in a space where they are not um, ridiculed. And I know I keep saying that, but we get judged every day. A judgment is, oh, what's some earrings she got on? That's judgment. So that happens all the time. People voicing their opinion, but it don't mean that you shouldn't. I don't know. I think it don't mean that you shouldn't put yourself in a position to engage in a certain capacity. I think you should be able to do it. But if you don't, then whose fault is that though? I don't know. Okay. If you are not serving yourself properly, then whose fault is that? Like, what is it the point that you're supposed to be doing? What are you doing to protect yourself in these spaces that start off safe, but don't end that way? What are you doing to provide that? I don't know. Trying to figure it out for myself, so I can, we can have these conversations. I can figure it out with and for you together, but it don't always work that way.